The basic premise of the yoga practice or philosophy is that human beings, or for that matter any entity, is a combination of body, mind and spirit. Of course, you can deconstruct it into one single consciousness. But as a functioning human being, is a combination of body, mind and spirit. Spirit because it is invisible. That's why it's called spirit. But the spirit can interact with the body and the mind. Mind is what you experience in a reflective state. Body you can touch and smell and then move in this world. So let us say yoga's basic premise is human beings are a combination of body, mind and spirit. The body is to be nourished, body has to be given enough exercise, body needs a certain comfortable environment to survive and exist and do well. So body has to be taken care of. So yoga prescribes certain exercises for the body, how to sit, how to control your limbs, and how to economize your physical activities so that you retain your energy and resource, physical resource. Yoga also has practices for controlling your emotions, watching your breath, watching your thoughts, or doing pranayama or chanting mantras, which will help you organize your emotions so that you don't go down the flood of emotions. And yoga also has intellectual discipline, what you call the viveka. What is real, what is unreal, what should be your purpose in life, and how to attain that. So yoga is a wholesome recipe to integrate the body, mind and spirit, to create a well-being and happiness. And so that you are loving, caring, inclusive. So you can experience the whole universe as one integral web where you are the ultimate flame of this universe. Where you can invoke health and happiness, peace and love from your own inner resources so that you are not depending upon the other or the world for your own well-being. So that you don't have to outsource your well-being or health. So that's the role of yoga. And I am reminded of this importance of yoga as we are going to celebrate June 21st, so the International Day of Yoga. More and more people are embracing the discipline of yoga, whether it's in the developed countries or the developing countries, whether it's in the theocratic state like Iran or a autocratic state like atheistic state like China. All over the world, people are embracing yoga discipline to enhance their sense of well-being and their sense of flourish. The main psychological challenge that the pandemic has created is that we are forced to isolate ourselves, spend our time in our own little spaces at home. Wearing the mask or social distancing. Even at home, you have to maintain the distance from your children, your spouse, your parents. So you have become very self-centered as a result of that. I would say you have become more selfish also. A kind of scare has seeped into your system. Everybody is your enemy. They are all carriers of the virus. So that kind of isolated life, loneliness, fear, helplessness, lack of social contact, interaction, communication. Of course, you communicate through the internet or Skype or WhatsApp, but that doesn't give you the feel of the other. The other also is necessary for you to know who you are. And you don't go out and be with nature. All this has created a kind of loneliness, aloneness. And but the silver lining is, here is an opportunity for us to go deep into ourselves. Our inner world is much more complex and colorful than the outer world. Inner world of emotions and memories and the splendor of the spirit that inheres our life. The yoga gives that an opportunity. It's a good break, I should say. We are almost on the verge of breakdown, collectively and individually. So we got an opportunity to take a break so that we can get a breakthrough into the inner world and tap into the resources. So that when you jump into the world, when the lockdown is lifted, we go into the world with a fresh energy and a new outlook, a new sense of ourselves. So, this inner journey is possible through yoga. It is not simply reflecting. To reflect, you need a physical framework. To sit quiet. To watch your breath. To control your nervous energy, your limbs. The yoga says Stiram Sukham Asanam, an ability to sit quiet. Then the inner world opens up. Then you can understand it, manage it. Manage your thoughts, your aspirations. To develop viveka. So I would say, this pandemic has given you a well-reserved break from this rat race. Evaluate our life. Where have we come? Where have we reached? And what is ahead? So this periodic break, as in the Western tradition of a Sabbath, sabbatical, or a 7 years sabbatical, 7 days Sabbath, and 50 years you again take break. So these periodic breaks is necessary. We have not been doing it. Our lights are always on 24 hours. This light has become a problem. We need some darkness so that we can go into ourselves. So that going is possible through the yoga. You can go deep into yourself. You can spread all over the world through yoga and create a integral and integrated human being who is self-sufficient. What we call Swaraj. Swaraj. We can feel self-sufficient so that we can get into the world as a fulfilled, self-sufficient, happy individual, not seeking happiness from the world. So I think this lockdown and the pandemic has given us an opportunity to take a well-deserved break.